Hi, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Anker 16,000 milliamp hour portable battery, or 16 amp hour. It has two USB ports. Now I know what you're probably thinking, it's a portable battery, big deal, you know, everyone's got one nowadays and they're very common. But this one is a little bit special. To start with, it's branded Anker, and if you know Anker, they're very well known for their batteries and providing accurate and true specifications, unlike some of the cheaper Chinese generic ones you get where they say 10,000, 20,000 milliamp hours, and then if you open it up inside it's just 4 or 5,000. So what's good about this? Well, the size, it's pretty hefty, but it's still portable. This is really good for, this isn't for just recharging your phone. This would be more suitable if you have a family with a few phones, you're going on a trip, or if you have something like the iPad or other tablet. Now, one thing with these bigger or larger battery packs is that they can take a long time to charge. 16 amp hour, that's pretty big. So the good thing that Anker have done is they've allowed it to charge at 2 amps, or that's what they say. We're going to test that and see if it's true. On the output side, it can output up to 3 amp. Now, I don't actually know anything at the moment which uses 3 amps. I think maybe some of the BlackBerry tablets, the older ones, can go up to that. But most things nowadays only really go up to around 2.1 amp, like the iPads and things like that. It does have a torch on board, but unlike other portable batteries where you get it out of your bag and you find out, oh, the torch is on and it's drained the battery, this one requires you to hold the battery down for quite a long time before the torch comes on, and then hold it down to turn it off. With other ones I've heard before, if you just touch it like this, it will turn the torch on and you'll find it in your bag completely depleted. Now, it comes in the standard Anker grey box with a white sleeve. Get some gumph that nobody really cares about, and you get the charge cable, and this is micro USB of course, and it actually feels like quite a high quality cable, so I'm happy with that, and it needs to be if it's going to charge it at 2 amps. And they give you this nice little case. A lot of people I know who have these batteries end up making their own cases, so this one comes with its own case, which is quite nice, just slips in there and keeps it safe. It's a little bit spongy, so if you drop it, it's got a little bit of protection. So let's see if this can really charge at 2 amps. Let's check the battery. At the moment it says 3 bars out of 4, so 75%. Now I'm going to charge it with this Anker 5-port USB charger. I've done a review on this before, you can check that out, I'll give a link to that. So I've got this porter power, which basically is a USB power meter, so it lets you know how much power is flowing through. So I'm going to plug that into my charger, and then I'm going to plug the Anker battery pack into the porter power, and that will let us know at what speed or how much power it's drawing. So let's plug it in. So at the moment it's reading 1.8 amp. 1.9. So I'll bring the camera in closer so you can have a little look. So as you can see here, I have my Anker charger, my porter power, and that's going through to the portable battery. And if I turn on the backlight of the screen, you can see it's reading, let me zoom in on that, 1.95 amp. Now that's incredibly good to charge your battery. Just zoom out again. If we take a look at a generic portable battery like this, this is apparently 10 amp hour. I don't know how accurate that is, but it was pretty cheap and it's generic, and I always find it in my bag with the light on, like that. It comes on very easily. So let's measure how fast that charges. So let's look at the porter power. You can see it's charging at, let's zoom in, 1 amp. Just under 1 amp. So this is only charging at 1 amp, while this is charging at 2 amps, so this will fill much quicker even though it's actually the larger battery. So it turns out this really does charge at 2 amp. That's really impressive. If this only charged at 1 amp, it would take such a long time to charge, and in fact the instruction guide gives you an idea of how long it takes to charge. If you charge it at 2 amp, 8 to 9 hours, that's pretty long. If you charge it at 1.5 amp, 11 to 12 hours. If you charge it at 1 amp, 16 to 18 hours. So if you had a battery charging at 1 amp that was the size of 16 amp hours, They say it will take 16 to 18 hours. And if you charge it at half an amp, which is your typical USB port on a computer, it will take 34 to 36 hours. So that's incredible. So that highlights the need not only to have a nice battery pack, but to have a pretty decent USB charger. For instance, I have the Anker one here, which is more than capable of putting out enough power for this. So that is something to bear in mind. If you charge this with a cheap, low current, low power charger, it's going to take a long time. So we've looked at how fast this can charge and how much current it can handle. How about how much it can push out? Now, like I said earlier, they say you can push out 3 amp. Now, I don't have anything that demanding, but I'm going to try plugging in an iPhone and an iPad and see how much power we get out of it. And I'm going to do the same with this generic portable battery pack here as well. And we'll use the porta power to measure how much power is actually running through. So I'll bring the camera in closer and we'll take a look. So let's start with the generic portable battery. I've got the porta power plugged in, and you can see it's going to an iPad and it's charging at the moment. It's around just under 1 amp. And if I turn on the screen, I imagine that might jump up. So let's... Nope, no difference. It's a steady 0.9 amp. So that's charging the iPad. Now let's remove the porta power. So now let's plug it into the Anker and see how fast that charges it. So you can see it's charging at 1.3. Just zoom in a bit on that. 1.3 amp. And let's see if it increases when we turn on the screen. A little bit, but not a lot. So you can see that the Anker is charging it a little bit faster. So we'll end up being able to walk away with our iPad much sooner. So as we saw, it probably can put out up to 3 amp. Like I said, there's no way for me to test that because I don't have anything that consumes 3 amp. And I don't think there are many devices out there that can, but they're pretty much future-proofing you. So maybe in 6 months or a year, you'll still be able to use this even with those higher power demanding devices. Up to 2 amp, well, we've seen it doesn't really have a problem, so it can handle your iPad, your tablets, your phones, everything like that. So as we've seen, the clear winner is Anker when compared to a generic portable power pack. It can push out more power, it can charge faster, and chances are it has a higher capacity. If it says 16,000 milliamp hours, then it really means 16,000 milliamp hours. So overall, I give this a big thumbs up. The price is only a little bit higher than the generics, but you're getting it from a good brand name with good warranty and good battery. So if you're considering a portable power pack, you really want to consider Anker. There's a few other brands that are good as well, but my preference is Anker. Some of their products do have problems, like sometimes you hear about one of the ports stopped working or something like that. But if you're selling hundreds of thousands or millions, then of course some of them are going to encounter problems. The important thing is how does the company handle it when those problems happen. Well, Anker give you an 18-month warranty. I don't know any other company that gives you a warranty that long, and they replace it with no fuss. You email them, you say I had this problem, they send you out a new one, it's done. There's no argument, there's no fill out forms, very simple. So thumbs up, Anker 16,000 milliamp hour portable power pack, perfect for long holidays, days out, work events, anything really. So please remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. Maybe you've used Anker or you've used other batteries, you've had good experiences, bad experiences, or you have a recommendation. Put them down below and we can have a conversation. Thanks for watching.